Hey guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. I'm over in EverQuest 2, and let's see here. Let's get the chat going there we go. Now, I've just come over to the collector and I turned in a collection, and so I've got this book, new book for us all. Foreman Gargog Diary. Alright, this item can be placed on the floor in any house type. A competent bookbinder is a valuable resource, who can restore any book that's had its pages removed. Well, we are now going to read it. It says Foreman Gargog Diary, 2nd edition. This book is the journal kept by an orc by the name of Gargog, and chronicles the time he spent constructing a great bridge within the land known as Zek. Day 1. Be the biggest foreman on making the big bridge. Me tell every other orc what to do. And if they don't, I throw them into the water and kick them in the head if they try to get out. Day 3. Me send out party to find some stupid druids. They think they hiding, but I know where they is. Me needs to have a druid's blood mixed into the mortar for the foundation of the bridge or it might fall down. Come on, everyone knows that. Day 5. Have to send centurions out to get the druids now, cause they putting up a good fight. And this don't make me happy, because the centurion's gonna kill all of them. When they all gone, now I have to use orc blood in the mortar. Me then start running out of workers. Day 20. Bridge is coming along pretty good. I kicked 5 orcs in the head today for not making the bridge long enough. I tell other orcs that the bridge need to reach the other side for it to work right. Day 25. Emperor Fist came to see the bridge today. He say make it even bigger. That makes me happy. I like making big bridges, but I really like making even bigger bridges. The Emperor say he will come back later and see if it is big enough. Day 29. Had to kick more workers in the head for not doing the job right. Throwing in the water and kicking in the head is only reserved for biggest punishment. We go out a way to find some reasons to give it. Day 40. The Emperor liked how big I made it. He say it might be too big, but then I show him all the tricks I put on it. That's when he made a big smile and patted me on the back in front of all the other orcs. Now everyone knows how important I am. Day 50. Bridge just about done. Haven't had to kick people in head lately because they know how important I am. Sending messenger to tell Emperor that bridge is just like he wanted and to show all the other tricks I put on the bridge. Day 55. Emperor Fist say he wants demonstration of how good bridge is. Me getting all the archers together to hide them in the small boxes for the demonstration. Me also getting the oil boiled up to show off how that works too. The Emperor will think it's the greatest thing ever. Day 60. Emperor has me put in the prison for making bridge too good. The demonstration wiped out 200 centurions and 60 elite guard in 5 minutes. Me am very happy, because me thought it would take 7 minutes. Alright. So there you go. Foreman Gargog's Diary. Or Foreman Gargog Diary, one way or the other. Okay, so we got that book read. What else do I need to do? I think that I want to have a look at my journal here, and I supposedly have something to do here in North Kinos, but that's not actually true, because this is, I need to defeat the vampire descendant of the Tuareg in Nectalos Forest. That is actually in Cauldron Hollow. It's a buy 2 raid zone for restoring Ghoulbane, and it's not an update in North Kinos at all. So, we'll move on. As to things that I might have a chance of doing right now, let's have a look at those. Okay, I tried Rivervale earlier. That was pretty rough. I could possibly very slowly do the ones for killing the I cannot think what they're called. They're the rats with the stingers. Drawing a blank. Total blank on what they're called. But anyway, those guys, I could do a fetid something. But it would take me quite a while, so I don't really want to give that a go. There's some city writs that I have for Steampunk Mountains. And then stuff in the ferret. See, that's a possibility. Could go there. Tombs of Night probably could very slowly do. Also, we could get over to the village of Shin. Those we could definitely start on, because those are just running around doing this, that, and the other. That might be a good idea. The Windrush Dagger is one that I can't update because the dropped item that's supposed to update it seems to be broken in some way. It doesn't seem to be updating as it should. So we can't do the Windrush Dagger. Some of these other ones go here and there, and I don't know that I would, like, for instance, I could do any of these Lore and Legends. Well, most of these Lore and Legends I could work on if I wanted to. Not really all of them. Most of them, though. I guess I could head back over to Zek and find food crates over there. Let's see. Yeah, I could do that. That wouldn't be difficult. And there's some running around things. I don't really want to do the running around things because I may do that with Garrigan later. But I could certainly do the lost crates and pick those up and probably get like the Vallon and Tallon markers done. So that seems like a good idea. I could head over to Zek for that. So let's do this. Let's go first of all and look in the bags. Okay, I've got plenty of room in there right now. I will use this glowing azure shard to call over to Splitpaw Den, pop out of there, and then we'll go. Well, actually, I'll just pop out of there and use evac to get over to the docks. And then I can head to Zek from there. That seems like a worthy cause. It takes a little while to cast this stone here that takes me to Splitpaw. If you don't know, it starts with a darkened azure shard. And that questline does, and you have to sort of work your way up to getting some Splitpaw faction, and then you'll get this stone, and you can call to the Splitpaw Den whenever you're ready, and you can pop right out into the thundering steps from there. A little bit quicker than other ways to get here right now, I think. That being said, I don't really know what else we put into the game. I did check out the Guildhall stuff earlier. Looks like it doesn't actually cost any status to get a Guildhall to pick it up, but it does cost status to upkeep it. So it is 50 platinum even just to buy the Guildhall. I have that. That's not an issue, but it costs 50,000 status points per week to maintain it, and I don't feel that we're quite ready for that. For one thing, I don't have a level 30 guild yet. It's like level 29, you know, let's see, and 80%, so 29 and 4/5 is where we're at on the levels. I don't know why I'm doing this. I should just evac. But anyway, so it seems to me that first of all, we have to hit level 30, and second of all, we'd have to have a little bit more consistency on logging in, me and my guild mates. I don't feel comfortable getting one right now, even if we could make it today, which we might could by, you know, completing some heritage quests and things like that. But I don't really know that I want to, because I know that EverQuest Legends is coming out tomorrow, and at least 3 of us are going to be heading over there and working on that for a little while, probably pretty often for a little while. And I imagine we'll pop back into here sometimes, but I don't want to get something that costs consistent status and money that the people who are still continuing to be on here while we're over there may not necessarily be able to afford to upkeep, especially if we like move the crafting tables and things like that over there. Right now, it's in the house and everyone can access it, so It feels like there wouldn't be a good reason for me to do that right now. I'm going to stop by the mender and see what kind of repairs we've got. Recommend stopping by a mender every time you see one, because it seems like I end up dying and not remembering that I have died. And so every time I go to a mender, they're ready for me, you know? They're like, hey, we can patch you up. Okay, so I know that this guy's quest leads to Deathfist Citadel. I'm not really interested in going there right now. There are a lot of other quests over here, and some of them may not send me to Deathfist. This one does, and this one does, so the Wright brothers definitely do. Don't know about Hammer. Hammer, I think it eventually will, but I'm not sure about Right Off. Nothing but a pup. I can see it in your eyes. Fear, he says. I say there's no fear in my eyes. I've seen it all. He says you've never met orcs as organized as these. The Deathfist Empire is no pushover. Their tactics have made them one of the greatest empires of the Shattered Lands. They eat pups like you for breakfast. I say, let me show you my bravery. And then he offers me this quest. Let's see here. Yes, let's try it. Sounds more like bravado to me, something your kind always seem to carry with you. Do your best, Trotter. Let's see your mettle. My kind? Talk about gnomes over here? We all have a lot of bravado, do we? I say, keep an eye beyond the walls. You'll see me proving my mettle. Alright. Mettle proving. Incoming, but maybe not yet. Maybe we'll prove metal later. First, we just want to go get some food crates, I think. Deal with all that metal proving later. So, the crates that I'm looking for are going to be around this area. See if I can find them. I could check on the map and probably find their locations that spawn very easily. But what fun would that do? You know, I'd like to at least give it a go. Just running around looking for them. And then, if I am unable to find them easily that way, then I might consult the map. But here's one right here, so grabbing it. Okay, we got a Far Wind Stomper food crate right there. It's number 3 out of 5. Now there's probably one up here in this next area. I think that the crates can spawn in this first part down here and also in the next part just north of it, as I recall. So, we'll go around up here and see if we can find some. We also have this right here. This is a Talon Gravestone. There's a quest around here to hunt Talon Gravestones and Vallon Gravestones as well. And I think another kind of gravestone also that I cannot quite think of the name of, but here's another gravestone. So if I had that quest right now, I could pick those up. Unfortunately, I do not. Currently looking for food storage crates. Or old, I don't know what his name is. The guy who wants to eat me. That guy. There's another food crate. I almost ran right past it. Ran around the tree. Was going right over it. Okay, we only need one more now. And then we'll have all of those. There's one right there, and that'll be the last one. Okay, number 5 out of 5. You know, that is almost what I thought his name was, Axelts, and then I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. But then again, you know, of course it does, because, you know, it's obviously playing on Alka-Seltzer, right? So, we should go and pick this up while we're here. It's a static shiny. I may have already gotten it. I'm not 100% sure if I have or not. So let's go check and see. It's right here in this little open top box. I didn't get it. All right, there we are. Now we've got it. Now back over to Mr. Axtels, the chef. Mess sergeant, I should say. I don't know. Should we call a mess sergeant a chef or no? I feel like he's kind of a chef.
You want to talk to me?
He says, I see you're a bit overloaded. Would that be the crates of food I sent you to fetch? I say, yes. Here, take the crates before my back breaks. He says, yes, you got the crates. Now Axels can cook and burners can eat. Those orcs will not starve us from our mission to rid them from this land. Check back later. I may have more work for you. So, I say, I'll check back with you later. Then, let's see what I took, what I need to take later. Okay, so I got the mess hall mitts already. Do I want to get something else, or am I happy with the mess hall fire mitts? They're kind of cool. I don't know. I don't have a big need for agility at the moment. Monks could use some agility. It increases dodge chance after all. Let's get the let's get the mess hall cleaver. It's not great, but it's okay. And then let's talk to him again.
Hello?
He says, I see the pungent orcs have not caught you yet. That's good, because Axels needs more of your skill. I open crates and find funny meats only a gnome could eat. I say, what's wrong with the meats? I noticed the lack of a period there, by the way. He says the meat was all ebb and drink steaks. These are gnome delicacies. They need steam font spices to kill the toxins and make them tasty. I say, is there anything I can do to help? He says, the orcs must have the steam font spices. Their cooks can sometimes be found foraging for spices. Find them, and you find the spices. I say, I will find the spices. All right. So, unfortunately, what that means is that my journal is still full, in spite of finishing the quest for the food, there's food boxes, food storage boxes, something like that. Whatever they were, they had apparently drake meat in them from the steam font mountains. They need some spices to go with them. I don't know that I'm interested in killing the chefs right now, howsoever. So I have to ask myself, is there anything that I would like to delete in order to pick up another quest? Not sure about it. I assume that I'm now on the same step of this as Gargamel is. Don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure, you know, unless he did more later on after I took off, then we should be on the same step. That's where I was trying to go. Right over here, I think. I'm gonna inspect this chest. This looks like a sturdy chest. This is orc craftsmanship is found with a lock. A layer of grime covers something on the surface of the lid. We're gonna leave that chest alone. Step Grandpa 89 says, ended up making a beast lord on EQ2 Live, guys. Pretty neat game so far. A lot more to do than EQ1 for sure. Absolutely. Think I'll try Wuoshi for a while before Legends. Awesome. Wuoshi is, like I mentioned before, it's a little bit more difficult and a little bit more slow moving than what you're going to experience on live. It won't be as difficult as this server, which is Anashti Sul and Origins, but nor will it be as slow moving as far as the leveling and things like that and the fights and everything. But it should be significantly more so than live is. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. Like I said, personally, it's a great game in my opinion. So, I think that you're going to notice a lot of huge differences between EverQuest 1 and this, or you know, EverQuest Legends as well. There's just I don't know, having never played EverQuest 1 myself, exactly what the differences are there. But if it's anything like EverQuest Legends, which of course I know it is, then there will be massive differences, really. let's see here. As to the Talon Gravestone quest starter, I cannot remember where that is. It's like a pillar. Instead of being one of these headstones, it's a pillar somewhere. I guess you'd call it a pillar anyway. And there's definitely one over here, but I feel like it's for Vallon grunts, or for Vallon gravestones, Vallon markers. Can't remember exactly. But we'll go and see if we can find it anyway. I don't currently have the room in my journal, but of course I can change that by just deleting the quest. I could delete the Windrush dagger, because obviously it's not updating correctly. There's a possibility that if I deleted it, then I could restart it and maybe it wouldn't be bugged this time. But I kind of doubt it. I feel like it probably is bugged. Let's grab this, and then what's this over there? Turbulent Stars Journal, page 8. There it is. There's the thing. I guess it is a headstone. It's just a larger headstone marker. I think this is balanced, though. The stone marker is of orc craftsmanship. There is a weathered symbol on it of a shiny silver saber and an orc skull. A film of dirt cakes portions of the marker. Wipe the caked dirt off the marker face, and then we have this hail to the Vallon heroes. So, it is in fact the Vallon markers we would be looking for with this. If I want to do that, then I will definitely have to delete something. Let's see. What might I be willing to delete is the question, right? I don't want to really delete anything that I've already gotten some progress on. I could easily pick up the Heart of a Gnome and improving relations with the locals again. Both of those are Village of Shen quests, and they are just running around the town talking to different people and gathering some things up. Far, Far Away, Far Pelican is, that one, it looks like I've already started, that. So, I will not delete that for sure. I have a rush order in my bags. I like to keep it there, but I could delete it and pick this up. Hey, Take Babe, how you doing? So maybe I do that. I've got another 30 minutes or so. Sure, let's go ahead and delete this and pick up Hail to the Vallon heroes here. Underneath the coat of mud and dirt can be found words written in Norathian. It reads, "Beware, children of the Lessers. The gods of war shall smite thee, and the spirits of Vallon shall curse your every footfall." Now we leave the marker. And what we do is we go around looking for the headstones, the Vallon headstones specifically. You know what? I think it's Vallon, Tallon, and Sullen are the three types of orcs here, I believe. Take Pape says, Zek of the Orcish Wastes. That is correct. Just running around doing some of the easy quests here. Not trying to do anything too complicated tonight. But I think I can run around and pick up some of these grave markers, right? Maybe I can. There we go. Had a little bit of lag there for a whole second, but it seems to have cleared up. Got another shiny over here. A glowing shard of alteration. Very nice. I need that one. It was the last one for my shards collection. That shards collection anyway. The glowing shards specifically. And here's another one. Nice. Not sad about that. With our unscathed froglock bone fragment there. Looks like I might need to refresh the screen because I'm seeing a little bit of buffering going on. Alright. Let's check over here behind this area and see if there are any gravestones here. Not seeing any so far. Now, any of these orcs are going to have feathers on them because of this random slay orcs in the orcs race quest. I'm going to uncheck that so that we can remove some of the random feathers. Because, of course, all of the orcs would count for that one. And since, again, I'm not really doing anything with that right now, here we have a cursing stone, an ancient damaged stone. We're going to inspect it. And it says, this stone looks like a man-made block of stone. It appears to be very ancient. The symbols etched upon the stone are nearly worn away, but what you can read is of a language unknown, perhaps a code of sorts. We're going to exit. Take Vape says still here. Cool, cool. Glad it didn't knock everybody out. I wasn't sure if it would or not. I noticed it was buffering and I thought, well, don't know. Don't know about it. Okay, let's go around over here. I don't see any gravestone markers, but hey, we can swim along in the Three Dogs Pond or whatever it's called. What is this place called? For me, what is it? Rustic Pond Resort Location. Sure, Three Toes, that's it. Three Toes. Now, I think that Gargog mentioned earlier that these guys here have quests that take you to Death the Citadel, which is all fine and well, except that I don't have room for that kind of thing right now. Not going into Death the Citadel today, that's for sure. Take Babe says stream is dropping a lot of frames though, just so you're aware. Oh man, that's no bueno. Thank you for the information. I don't know that there's much I can do about it. I'm afraid that probably I'm having some internet connectivity issues. So, that is unfortunate. I don't seem to be finding any more of the gravestones at the moment. Now, I think sometimes one can pop in the cave over there. So maybe I go in there and check it out. Now we're in Three Toes Valley. I guess we were already in Three Toes Valley, to be fair. I'm not sure if the headstone can spawn in here, but I feel like it can. I think it's happened before. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while. Don't see anything in here at the moment, at the very least. So back out we go. And I will go in search of the Tallon quest starter. If I find it, I might find something else that I can do without as far as the quests in my journal. And go in search of some Tallon gravestones. And at the very least, we can pick up some Shinies and probably some maybe ore and roots and things like that as well. Who knows? If I feel like it. I feel like it's always a good idea to have some, even though this character has out-leveled that that tier of stuff in crafting. It's, you know, it's a good idea to have it, and that way the guild mates can have some. Okay, there we have, and also I have some alts that are crafters on here, and they would be nice as well for them. Step Grandpa 89 says I've been spending hours picking up shinies so far. 20 sets in Greater Faith. Yes, 20 shinies, you mean? Probably not 20 sets. Alright, let's pick up this Bootstrutter's Trail Guide to West Zek. Should I? This sign appears to be a dilapidated map of the surrounding territory. There are a number of images that appear interesting to visit. Mark down the locations to visit. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. I wish that there was a way to sort by what you have started on and what you haven't, but obviously I know I haven't started on these. They're kind of long picking them up, But I don't mind. I will go ahead and do it anyway. I'll delete that one for now. And then we can accept this quest here. And it says, you managed to jot down clues from the dilapidated map in hopes of discovering the locations. We leave the trio guide. Alright. Step Grandpa says, back to work, have fun. You too. Alright, now, visit Warship Dock, visit Pine Whisper Lookout, visit the Splintered Plain, visit the Shadowed Shrine, and visit Marthak Lookout, and visit Three Toes Lake. So, we'll come over here and get some of that knocked out, I think. I believe we've got the I guess the Shadowed Shrine over here. I think that's what that one is. And, of course, Three Toes Lake is right there. I called it Three Dog Pond or something like that earlier. But no, I'm mixing up my locations entirely because there's something in, I think, Common Lands called Dog Trapper. Is it Dog Trapper Lake or Dog Trapper Pond? Possibly. So that's where the dog comes in. This is not a three-toed dog. Maybe the Dog Trapper has all five. Who knows? We got the Shadowed Shrine. Three Toes Lake. That is obviously the one over here, and maybe we'll run across a gravestone while we're at it. You never know. Not looking particularly promising. Go over here and get the Marthonk Lookout. I don't. Well, okay. Let's come in here. We've got the Pine Whisper Lookout, and I'm trying to remember where that is. Do not recall. Pine Whisper is. I'm not sure. So, come into the Three Toes watering hole here. And update that one. Three Toes Lake and West Zek. You know what? I think, I feel like Pine Whisper might be over there, on the east side, like, maybe directly east or southeast where we are. Not 100% sure though. Not even 50% sure, to be honest. Not seeing any other gravestones thus far. I haven't checked inside here. I don't think that any can spawn inside here, but as always, I could easily be wrong. Had to make sure he wasn't going to be aggro. Nothing doing in there. Let's go up the other side. Not looking promising, but we do have a shiny. And that's always nice. Alright, and then in that case, let's go this direction. Splintered Plain. Where would that be? I see we've got some pines right here. They appear to be pine trees anyway. Not sure. Definitely still having some lag spikes, huh? It's looks fine on the game screen itself, But whenever I check the streams, definitely some lag going on there. Okay, so that was the Splintered Plains. I think. No, I don't know. I was thinking that the quest starter for this was in the first part, like the part that's right in front of, like down here, this area. But I'm not sure exactly where. I'll go run around down there and find out. Oh, here it is. Maybe. This must be it. So it was not down there. It was on the path. Dark Pancake says, how are the Origins servers? I mean, I enjoy them. But I like the older style, so. The stone marker is of orc craftsmanship. There's a weathered symbol on it of a black war bow and an orc skull. Film of dirt cakes portions of the marker. Now we wipe the caked dirt off the marker face, and then we get a quest we can't accept yet. So let's come down here and get rid of improving relations with the locals. I haven't started it yet, so seems fine. Let's do. And then we'll accept this quest. Underneath the coat of mud and dirt can be found words written in Nerathian. It reads, beware, children of the Lessers. The gods of war shall smite thee, and the spirits of Tallon shall curse your every footfall. Let's leave the marker. Alright, so now we know that there are some Tallon markers around here. We saw them just a few moments ago. I just have to find them again now. One right here. And there's a number of places that these can spawn, but it's like certain areas for certain kinds of gravestones, basically. Oh look, another Farwind Stomp Kratos over there. I don't need it anymore. I didn't actually realize that I could see them when I didn't need them. So, good to know. I don't know if I had, maybe there, no, I don't know if I'd noticed any more gravestones in this area when I ran through here a second ago. I think I had only seen the two, and then of course plus the boot starters started. That looks like a gravestone right there. So now we have 3 out of 5 of those. Now I believe that these can also spawn in the portion that's right in front of the gates. And I need to go to Worship Gox anyway. There was another Parsi's crate over there. Windstomp crate. It would be nice if I could remember all of the places that they can spawn. But unfortunately, I cannot. So I'll just run around everywhere and see how it goes. I don't remember there being any over here. That doesn't mean they weren't, though. As most of you are aware, I'm not especially visual, so it's highly possible that they were here and I just looked over them. Nothing doing so far. But I did get Pine Whisper Lookout in West Zek, which I didn't know that was Pine Whisper Lookout, so pure luck on that one. you guys see something I don't, be sure to let me know. I suppose I could pop over to the warship docks. Maybe. Darth Pancake, do you play on live currently, or which is your server of choice? Okay, I visited all the points of interest noted from Boot Strider's Trail Guide of West Zek, except that 59 silver and 84 copper. And then we'll come back out. We have some room for another bus yet, so that's grand, glorious. Okay, let's see how. 2 more of those gravestones. The first time that I did the gravestones, it took me a very long time to finish them because I didn't realize that they can just sort of pop up randomly, and so I wasn't checking for them again anywhere that I had looked before. And so that was very unpleasant. I don't see any in this portion that's just in front of the gates though, so maybe I was wrong on that. Maybe they can't spawn out here. Maybe they have to be a little north of that. By the way, there's a shiny right here. It's a static shiny. So, be aware of that. It's no trade and no value, so there's no sense in looting it if you already have it. But, just so you know, it is there. Alright, now, I suppose I'll head back up to the Vallon ones up here. Frankenon says, Kip, you need to get some sleep for tomorrow. Go live. I will. I've got another few minutes, and then I will get off of here and start the process of getting ready for bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep by 2. That's the goal. But not yet. Not quite. You a little excited about tomorrow's release, Frank? Seems that you are. I feel like the repops on these things are like 15 minutes or something like that. Could be wrong, but I think they are, and maybe even longer. I think they're like 2 minutes. And that could be on live though. Frank says, I'm still stuck with a Warrior or Shadow Knight with my, Shadow Knight with my Necro Shaman. Very excited. Good. So you've got a Necro and a Shaman, and you're planning to either be Warrior or Shadow Knight with it. So my translation of Warrior or Shadow Knight here is Shadow Knight or Guardian. That's how I conceptualize that, because that's what it is on this server. So my understanding is that the warrior is essentially the same as the guardian. If that's true, I'm thinking you've got a necromancer and a shaman, so you've got DPS and you've got heals. Shadow Knight is like tanking heals, so why don't you go with the warrior in that case? That's my suggestion. Because you shouldn't need the Shadow Knight heals if you have the Shaman heals, right? Also, the warrior, well, either of those ought to be able to wear plate, I would think, right? I'm not sure. I assume that in EverQuest 1 and in EverQuest Legends, that you would wear plate, like in this game, for both the warrior and the Shadow Knight. But that is an assumption that I'm making, and it's not something that I'm certain of. Frankenon says, and buffs/debuffs, Necro Life Tap is awesome also. Sure, and I assume that Life Tap is the same in that basically we're using your life and you're channeling it into something that's draining the opponent's life. You're sacrificing your own life for theirs. But I mean, surely the shaman can cover that with their heals, and you wouldn't necessarily need the Shadow Knight heals. That, again, is just my very ignorant assumptions. So I assure you that you know more about that than I do. Shamans will heal over time, says Frank Non. Heal over time is lovely. So in this game, you've got mystics and defilos, and it's a lot of basically wards. You've got like a shield that you put on, and that is also very good. But I noticed when I was playing the shaman on EverQuest Legends, now granted I only got up to like level 28 or something like that, but nonetheless, when I was playing there, I did see that there were direct heals, and that's pretty much what I was getting in that regard at that point. It was just sort of I didn't see any group heals or anything like that by level 28 or whatever. I just saw like straight heals. And I didn't see any kinds of wards at all. I don't know if they do that. Frank says my life tap was healing more than the direct heals plus does damage. So wait, life tap is stealing their life and giving it to you, right? I was thinking of something else that I can't, soul burn or something like that, where you use your health as essentially a kind of a power pool. We got Jerv North Star's journal, page 7 here. I'm going to grab that even though it's no trade. And collect it. It's the last one of those that I needed. So I've actually completed 2 of the collections right now. Frank says yes. Okay, cool. We have something like that in EverQuest 2 as well. It's soul burn. Why am I going in here, you ask? I have no idea. It just felt like the thing to do. Apparently it was not the thing to do, as it turns out, but it felt like it. Frank says, I'm sorry to distract you, Kip. Take care. See you tomorrow. You're not distracting me. I am just as easily distractible at any point. And plus, by the way, you might have noticed all I'm doing is running around looking for headstones right now, so it doesn't take a lot of concentration. Plus, it's always good for me to learn more about EverQuest 1, because that is going to help me know what's going on in EverQuest Legends. So, good information. And since I, again, don't really know anything about the classes there, and they're very, very different than the classes in this. So, anything I can learn about the other classes is helpful to me. Thus far, what I've been doing is just using my knowledge of EverQuest 2 classes and assuming that we have kind of the same ideas in EverQuest 1, which has been mostly, I think it's been mostly correct as far as I can tell. Check over here and see what we've got. I can't remember. There could be some Tallon. Could be some Tallon gravestones in this area, possibly. There's something over here. It's looking right to me. It's a Vallon gravestone, even better. And that's only the second one of those I've gotten so far. Frank says my memory sucks though. I quit 12 years ago, and at age 58 now, I forget stuff daily. Well, you know what, I think that I've certainly forgotten more about this game than I know about it. I think I can safely say that at this point. It's unfortunate, but here we are. Got 3 out of 5 of the Vallon Gravestones. Now I'm moving right along. There's another one over here, so this is looking very promising. Might can clear another quest out after all. Oh look, it's the Tallon hoarding halls. That's only up sometimes. Not gonna do it though, because it's now midnight and I'm going to be trying to get off in just a few moments to come and gather these things though, obviously, right? Frank says good night. Have a good night. I shall see you hopefully tomorrow. Looks like there might be a shiny in those waters. And it was of the paper variety, I believe. We can go and check. See if I see anything in here. It may have just been something glimmering in the water. I don't see one. Occasionally, though, you will see a shiny at the bottom of water like that. So be aware that that can happen. And here's the page, or a page. Gerb North Star's journal, page 10 there, that was. Don't see any other gravestones over here. So let's head on this direction a little bit. And at the very least, I'm going to go into this area. Now, there are some city writs that you can take that you end up coming in here. I want to say it's the grizzlies that you kill, but it might be the deer. I don't remember. One or the other of those is involved in the thing. Okay, we finished Hail to the Vallon Heroes. And we have some reward options here. I don't really need any of this. I will take this, I think. But I don't need it. That's going to be my choice. Just to check stuff out, though, let's see what other things look like. We've got the Foreman Gargog trident. Looks like this. Yes, it is, in fact, a trident. Then we got the Foreman Gargog shield. Looks like this. That's a nice looking shield, isn't it? That is, well, let's see what this one looks like. The gladius. Gladius is less impressive, I think. And then we've got the helmet. That's something in it. And of course, the ring doesn't have an appearance. So, good as we are. I do think, well, let's see. Do I, in fact, want the gladius? Or do I want that shield? The shield looked kind of cool. Don't know. Gladius, not sure how I feel about it. I guess... No, I'm going to take the gladius. Getting it. Okay, so I did finish that quest. Very nice. The Tallon one, I still need a couple more gravestones for. That's okay. Still got plenty of time for that. I think I'm going to come around this way and head back to the docks. And I'll have another look around for those gravestones, but I won't spend too much time on it because it's now 12:04 and time is fleeting. I accidentally clicked the wrong button there. And these twitching looks. Let's see right there. I shall fix it in a moment. In the meanwhile, Let's check on these gravestones again. Looks like there's one right there. I need 2. So we'll be 4/5 of the way there. Maybe there'll be one more coming around downtown by itself. Not seeing anything yet. They do like to kind of hide a little bit, so maybe it's around here somewhere. Would be cool if so, because they don't have room for 2 quests. Not looking good so far. There's the quest starter right there. Doesn't look like it, unless there is one over here. I don't think there will be. But maybe by saying so, I'll have opened up the possibility for it to occur. I think this is a markable one, catapult. I don't think I have the quest to dismantle them or anything. Yep, we can mark it. Let's do it. Definitely not seeing any gravestones. Too bad. Alright, well, that is a shame for sure, but maybe next time I'm in, I'll very easily find that last gravestone. That's the hope, anyway. I'll come over here and get onto the docks at least, and then I will go ahead and call it, I think, for the night. And hopefully I'll be on tomorrow doing EverQuest Legends at the very least. Hopefully I'll see you all then. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see the next time that I go live. Hopefully I'll see everybody then. Have a good night for now.